When Ryan Reynolds was given a moving speech by Blake Lively to accept the American Cinematic Award, she said, "So many of those amazing traits come from." Ryan Reynolds received the distinguished title and American Cinematic Award in 2022. Blake Lively was compelled to pay tribute to her husband with an emotional speech. Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds are a fairytale pair who never cease to astound onlookers with their seamless chemistry. They never miss an opportunity to support one another while simultaneously constantly trolling one another on social media. The couple is thankful for one another and full of each other's strength. Similar to this, Ryan Reynolds, who plays Deadpool, received the American Cinematic Award the previous year. Blake Lively gave her husband, Ryan Reynolds, a moving speech to mark this momentous occasion. As the 36th laureate of the American Cinematic Award in 2022, Ryan Reynolds received the coveted award. For Reynolds and his family, it was a tremendous honor. Blake Lively remembered her spouse with a moving statement that her husband Ryan Reynolds had posted on his YouTube account. She was unable to let go of these memories. At the ceremony, Blake Lively spoke on stage and said, "I want to thank Canada for giving us all this man who has contributed so much to the gross international happiness with his art, his heart, his philanthropy, his humor, his integrity, his unmatched work ethic, his self-deprecating levity, his hard-earned depth, and his grace. Giving back to the nation that gave him his existence is essential to who he is as a person because so many of those amazing traits originate from his native Canada." She continued, "Now I am his home, our girls are his home, and just like that 19-year-old boy who races home whether it's from across the globe or a meeting across the street, he is hardwired to get home." Reynolds always came home to her and her three girls, James, Inez, and Betty. "We would be quite worried if he returned from somewhere other than his wardrobe covered in bloody fake wounds, real prosthetic scars, superhero outfits, tab shoes, or clown makeup. Every time Daddy gets home, that man sprints back to his true life in a way I have never seen, especially not by someone who can be everything at work and somehow be everything else." Reynolds always generated enchantment in his actual life and his work, the Gossip Girl star continued. Of course, some of that hardwiring comes from his DNA, which was spun one wonderful night in 1976 between Jim and Tammy Reynolds' bedsheets. She jokingly said, "Looking at you, Tam, you little hussy." After all, a good speech should always conclude with laughter. The hottest couple in Hollywood is made up of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. They have been good friends for a very long time despite having only recently met on the sets of Green Lantern in 2010. They even tried to set each other up when they believed they couldn't date one another. Lively and Reynolds' alleged connection was originally brought to light in 2011, but they didn't formally confirm it until 2012. In 2012, they got married and made a commitment to support one another no matter what. Soon after being married, the couple decided to start a family and have children. In 2014, they had a baby girl named James as their first child. Their second daughter, Inez, was born in 2016, just 2 years later. After 3 years, Reynolds and Lively made the decision to grow their family and welcomed Betty, a new daughter. The couple also welcomed their fourth kid this year, whose name and identity have not yet been made public.